Hello everyone, I'm here today with a new process video. As you can see, it's a single pager. This is the last page in my New Mexico album, and it actually says Phoenix. Well, that's because Robin and I had the same flight out of Albuquerque to Phoenix. We had a layover, and then she went on to St. Louis, and I came back to Minneapolis. So I had never flown through the Phoenix airport before, so this was brand new for me. It's kind of cool. I like it. I loved this big sign, and so I had her take my photo there, and I liked it because look at these were some of the art pieces that they had on the wall. The fact that they're made like plane windows looking out, this totally speaks to me as an avid traveler, so I freaking loved it. I'd fly through there again anytime. It was actually also very easy to navigate, and my layover was a little bit longer than hers, so I actually we took a leisurely walk towards her gate. I took her there, dropped her off, we said goodbye, and then I went back to my gate to wait for my flight. So it worked out very well. As you can see here, I'm gonna have to do a flip though over here for these three, and then I need a card here. And I do want journaling space because I want to write about first time in the airport, just the overall trip, that I loved it, we had such a good time, all of that. So I will have to find something for here. So I have a flip here, I'm ready to go. Measured, cut, the whole shebang. And then I do want them in this order, I think, because this is so orange. There's only a little bit there on the front, which is fine. It's like an offset color. But then when you open the inside, it'll be like this. So it'll be a nice mix with this at the bottom, this at the top. I think that will work quite well. Then I just have to figure out, I need a tab here. What color do I want? And then I have to figure out, of course, what kind of embellishments do I want? Now, I have plenty of travel things, so I'm not worried about finding something. It's just really like, what color do I want? And then size. There's a lot of dead space here, so I certainly could put something like off to the side. Not a lot of room at the top, but off to the side, maybe down below. And then I can just sort of disperse, not necessarily in a visual triangle, but just disperse it nicely so that there's a little bit of something in all parts of the layout. I went through my travel specific cards, and this is the only one I found that I felt like was the best match for that blue color, and blue was what I was going for. But I was looking at this package of ephemera pieces I have, and I'm wondering if could I use this. Oh, it's got green on it. It's also not the same color, but I don't mind it that it's a little bit lighter. How would that look? I don't think that's bad. It's the green I don't like. Is there green in any of these? A tiny bit right there. That's not enough. What if I switch that to the top? You know what? That doesn't look bad, actually. These are not the same, but they're close enough. But you know what? So much to do, so much to see implies like I'm going rather than coming home. So maybe that's not the best option. I decided to look through my 4x6s to see if there's anything that I could cut down that might work. And I'm wondering if I can get away with this one. It's gray. It's not blue. I thought I wanted blue, but gray might not be so bad. It's a neutral, and then I could put something on it if I really wanted to. But I have to see what happens if I cut it down to 3x4. Will it fit? Nope. Dang it. I really liked the idea of that. I'll keep looking through my 4x6s, but I may have to actually go into my digital files and print something because I'm not totally happy with this, not totally happy with this, and size-wise, that doesn't work. Okay, I think I have found an option that will work, but I'm gonna switch these back because I think these colors are actually going to work out fine with my other option here. So if that sits like that, look at this. I had this 4x6 card in my stash. It even has lines so I can journal. And look at the colors. I think that's a very, very good match. So I'm going to strategically cut this down to 3x4. Here's my stack of 4x6s I had to go through to get that. I'm going to cut that down to 3x4 and make sure that the bottom kind of shows what I want it to show in terms of color, and then I'll be in a better spot. I have the card cut down now, and I purposely wanted some of the dark blue to show because of the navy that's in here, and then I have all the other colors kind of represented in between. Yeah, I had to cut this one off kind of in the middle. I don't care. It's a repeating pattern, so I think that's fine. But I freaking love it that I ended up finding a great color match and that it has lines. Then I don't have to worry about having wonky journaling. So that's perfect. Now I have to figure out what kind of tab do I want. And I'm thinking maybe a dark yellow, because there's a little bit peeking out there, and I don't want orange because there's a lot of that happening. And probably not blue because I got this big chunk here and here. I feel like the yellow maybe is unrepresented, so I could use a little bit more of that. In my stash of cut up labels and tabs, I found two that I think both would be fine, but I think I want to use this one. Slightly different color than this, not by much, but a little darker, maybe just a hint of orange tint starting to come in. But I like the fact that it's very square, sharp angles there, because here is rounded. So I kind of like having that difference. So I think I'm gonna use that one. That'll be easy to attach that and get the flip going, which is awesome. I have the tab attached. Love that color. I didn't put the other two photos down because I don't know if I'm gonna embellish, so all I have done really is the top, but that's okay. And then for here, I think I want something in that same yellow, or maybe this tan, like a very light tan, because I've got this back here, I've got that in that little bag. I think that might be a good option. So let me just grab out, oh, that's gray, a bag of brown ephemera. It's not a lot compared to some of the other colors, and a lot of it is darker, but you never know, might find something. I'll start with that. If I don't get what I want, then I'll move to yellow. All right, I think I have picked out what I want, and it's not the light brown, it's kind of the darker brown that's in here, so I'm wondering if I can get away with it. I had this in my stash. Oh, the places you'll go. It's small enough, short enough that it'll fit like right there. Normally I might do something like that, but then it covers up the Sky Harbor sign. So I'm wondering if I should do that. I could also cut this off and just make it an oval and put it there. And just for reference, I had selected this first, thinking, oh, that's kind of fun. Are we there yet? Because it was a layover. But then I felt weird kind of about using that. I don't know why, because it was a layover, like we were kind of halfway there. I just wasn't sure. So I don't hate this. I just don't think I'm going to use it. But I think if I do this, I will cut off that little piece there and make it an oval. There we go. I cut off the bottom part, and I don't think it's too obvious. I mean, I can tell where I did it, but hopefully the average person flipping through here will not even notice. So I'm going to put it right down here, close to the bottom. There we go. That's probably all I will do here, because this will be for journaling. So then I just have to figure out, what do I want on these? And with this open, I could do either option. I could do something like across here, just a phrase strip or something, or I could do something up here. It's good to have options. So you know what? I think I'm just gonna start looking through my phrases and just see what jumps out at me. All right, I have the perfect phrase for this, I think, and it's totally accurate. Totally digging this. Yes. I have to just double check to make sure I haven't used this elsewhere in the album, because like when I print these, I do a whole sheet at a time. A lot of these came as a set. This one I know is part of that. And so I often have more than one. So I don't remember using it in this album, but you never know. So I will check that. And then if I haven't previously used it, it's going on there. I checked, haven't used it elsewhere in the album. So I added it on, and I think that's gonna look great right there. I already adhered this one when I was off camera. So let's get that one on the flip right now. Get it lined up there. Pretty even, yeah. All right, there we go. So there's the flip all put together. Love that. And then I have this is done. So all I need is to journal, which I can do off camera. So actually, I think this one is complete. This was my final layout for my New Mexico trip. So the album is finished, which is awesome. So glad you were along for the ride. Thanks for watching.